we're just three ordinary mothers that, had a common friend, and something terrible happened and we don't want it to happen to anyone else.
I first met Helen at Pony Club 18 years ago, and so he never used to come to Pony Club very rarely to see the kids or anything, so it was quite a long time before I met Greg, and he actually seemed really quiet to start with. Like he'd just sit in the lounge or in the dining room watching the horses all day, and he wouldn't say a lot or anything, but then you saw the control, and I think that's the biggest thing that was his control of Helen.
As soon as he was not there and we were out socially or Pony Club or whatever, she was a happy-go-lucky, life of the party, real hard case, good fun. The minute he was around, she'd have to be reassured by him all the time, and she would always ask his opinion and never had an opinion of her own.
Which is completely the opposite to
and
what
it's just,
She was nothing like
I
that
think I
on
said to her at one stage, why don't you make decisions for yourself? Why do you have to check with him all the time? And, oh, no, he doesn't like it when I do that.
Her and I went shopping in Patera one day at that Tuscany Road, and we went, and she bought this lovely top. She looked really good in it, and she wasn't allowed to wear it. It was, he didn't like it on her. It was too revealing. And then again, we went shopping up in Albany for the girls' ball dresses, and the lady was a friend of theirs that owned the shop, and she gave her a dress, and Helen had to return it. She wasn't allowed to wear it.
Just looking in her wardrobe, he'd have 3/4 of the wardrobe with suits and shirts and ties, and she had a small corner, and most of the stuff was, threadbare, worn.
And quite casual. There was nothing
very
pants,
flashy, nothing.
She had a black bomber jacket that she wore absolutely everywhere, and her turtlenecks, and And the house, they never even had a dishwasher. But everything had to be immaculate. There was not allowed to be a dish on the bench ever, no matter what time it was, whatever she had to do. The house had to be spotless. And he'd be sitting at home all day, wouldn't lift a finger. She'd do the horses, she'd do everything, and still have to have everything immaculate. We used to go to, to all sorts of things together, and she would always make a point she had to be home. When he said she had to be home, she had to be home. It didn't matter what she was doing. If he said tea had to be on the table at 6 o'clock, then it was there. And if she was 1 minute late, she would be paranoid. Like she'd be just absolutely freaking out. She'd just drop whatever she was doing, and she had to get home. In hindsight, he'd taken her whole personality. She relied totally on him for every decision that was ever made. We'd pushed and pushed to get her out, and she was almost there. And he'd cottoned on, and while she was asleep at night, he would get her phone, he'd go through the text messages, so he knew exactly what we were up to, what we had organised, where she was going to go, what she was going to take. And so he was kind of one step ahead of what we thought he was. Just don't make too many plans, just get in and do it. Don't tell too many people what you're doing. If you're going to get them out, just get in there and get it done.
Probably not a day goes by that
I was at home and I was on my way to work, and my husband rang me and he said, "Don't be in a hurry, something's happened." And straight away I said, "It's Helen, isn't it?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "The bastard's got her." And I said, "It can't be. I was just talking to her. I have just got off the phone to her." And
I don't know if it's a Kiwi thing, but we're scared to speak up. And if there's... Because in hindsight it is obvious, but you're scared to step into other people's business, aren't you? And God forbid if you were wrong, you accuse them. So we're scared of saying something or seeming interfering, where if there's normally gut instinct, normally we're not, that far off.
It's too easy to say, "Oh, well, it's not my problem, everything will be all right." It's their lives, they'll handle it. Because looking back, you will kick yourself forever that you didn't do more.